Welcome back to Awareness. One major issue facing our children is gangs. In January, the History Channel featured a South Carolina-based gang investigation of the gangsta Killer Bloods. Take a look at this portion of that show, and we do want to warn you, some of this video may be graphic.
In the Deep South, one gang rules supreme.
They are terrorizing America.
They're extremely dangerous.
For these gangsters, shedding blood is a way of life.
We welcome back our panelists this morning, DJJ Director Judge Bill Byers, Roscoe Wilson with the R.C. Wilson Group, and Chandra Cleveland with the Palmetto Protection Agency. And Chandra, we want to start with you because I know you deal a lot with gangs. Give me your reaction, first of all, to the fact, first of all, that they're saying that this gang is terrorizing the South and that it's based right here in Columbia.
Well, they're adequate in what they're saying, but a lot of the things that we're seeing right now is a lot of hybrid gangs. It's not so much as the organized Bloods and Crips in neighborhoods, and that's what is affecting the young girls and young boys in the community. It's the hybrid gangs that protecting the hood in which you live in, and that to me is more dangerous than the organized Bloods and Crips.
How so? Because
with them, they have to prove themselves. They have to prove that they can connect and protect their community, so they're doing things of violence that if you're not there or if you don't belong there, that they make sure that you don't come back. Like robbing, breaking into houses, stealing GPSs, bringing things back to their community that will make their community money as well. So they will go into other neighborhoods and communities and break in cars and break in homes, and you have a rash of break-ins. Now it's like during the school year, like when the summertime is out, they have to make their money for their community or for their so-called gang. So they go out and they do a rash of break-in, car break-in and apartment break-ins, which are easy for them to break into.
Wow. Judge Byers, tell us a little bit about the program that you guys were planning to do or wanted to do with DJJ.
Well, it wasn't just DJJ. The legislature, in their wisdom, several years ago, had a study group come together, chaired by the Attorney General. DJJ was there, Triple P, Probation and Parole was there, SLED was there, and we looked at what worked around the country, and we came up with a plan. And the average, the age of the average gang member is 15 years, 8 months, and they generally join at about age 13. And so it's right smack dab in the middle of our jurisdiction. And DJJ is not a regular law enforcement. We don't go out and do crime suppression, but we are supposed to do prevention. And so we've established the grand jury, the state grand jury, which is a very good tool for the Attorney General to use. SLED is now the repository of the intelligence that comes in from around the state. And I think DJJ's role can be, we wanted to put like 46 teams out around the state to work with kids to get them out of gangs, to keep them from getting into gangs, to gather intelligence, to provide that to SLED, who could then coordinate with local law enforcement. Because one thing the gangs like are fragmented jurisdictions. You know, Charlotte right now has a huge problem, as Atlanta has done, because you've got all these jurisdictions and they can skip from one to the other, and the information doesn't flow. And the idea was for DJJ, for SLED, for the Attorney General to be able to provide that flow of information to local law enforcement, who could then do the suppression. We were up ready to do that. It would take about $3.5 million to really put that in. We were basically $42,000 per unit that we would put out there, but we were ready to do it. We'd begun to hire folks, and the first budget cuts came in July of '08. Since we hadn't started that got cut. It needs to be implemented because the gangs are coming, particularly the Latino gangs that are moving out of Atlanta, planting their colonies around this state, and they will fight for drug territory, and they will come to the little local gangs that were being talked about, but they will come in and say, we want to franchise you. You wear our colors, kind of like the colors of Century 21, okay? You wear our colors, we will supply you with product, and we will supply you
Wow.
with weapons, not Saturday night specials. We will give you the automatic weapons.
Yeah.
And that's what we got to get ready to fight. The longer we delay
Yeah.
in getting in there, the more we will have our citizens hurt, and the more the kids will be in the game.
And of course, we are running out of time, but Roscoe, just final thoughts on how parents can help. Parents that are watching this morning, what do they need to know and how can they help?
Well, first of all, I just want to say gangs come from disenfranchisement. I mean, if you talk about franchising, well, they will disenfranchise our kids in the community by not empowering them. Parents connect. As a father, I try to connect with my daughter and my son as much as possible.
Yeah.
Connect, find out what's going on in school, at school, at parent meetings at school, at parent-teacher meetings at school. The parking lot should be filled.
Yeah.
And not those type things are easy to do.
Yeah.
Go to your parent-teacher meetings, find out what's going on with your child in school, if they're struggling, and connect. If you connect with your child will tell you if they're having problems in school. If you're not connected, you're not going to find out until the principal calls you.
That's true. That's a very good point. Thank you all for being with us this morning. Lots of great information, and of course, parents, we hope you are listening and paying attention so you can hopefully help your children. All right, everybody. When Awareness returns, you'll find out how One Midlands Church is helping children in Kenya. We'll be right back.